Such. Hey, we're here! It's Australia! Guys, it's Div 2, of course. I'm Quirky. Baz will be joining me a little bit later, and we're joined by pit lane reporter Tico. Tico, let's repeat all the stuff that we said when we realized we went live.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Australia, Austria. I am really excited for these two tracks. Like, they are deadly, they are scary, but if you get them right, they are so fast. I'm really excited to see who's going to crash out and who's not, because this shows, I think these two tracks will show how quick some people are.
Yes, indeed. As we are heading into qualifying, which has now started, about a minute and 15 seconds already passed, and we are just starting to get our first laps out. We have a couple of drivers out. Doesn't look like we have anybody starting a fast lap just as yet. I think it's just CJ leading the pack so far as everyone decides to go out and look at that brilliant Australian track. Firstly, we'll get remodeled for our next race here in IRL. Of course, the switches aren't in game just as yet. Probably in F1 2022 will be even more of a buggy mess than this year, apparently. As we ride aboard now with Flacco.
So, Flacco, I've seen him race a couple times. He is quick. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes in maybe the top 5 when it comes to finishing his qualifiers, just because I know the pace of this guy. He's really fast, and he's racing. I believe he's the racer from Canada, racing on about 100, 200 ping.
Now, at least in terms of qualifying, ping won't matter too much unless there's like a car in front of you. But as we ride aboard now with Duty, he has started his hot lap. We'll ride aboard with him as with a hard turn into turn 3, into the turn 4. Foxy getting out of the way there. Trying not to impede the McLarens, which are currently in that top position, if I recall, for Division 2 at the moment. Ride aboard as we head across the curve straight into the chicane, which will no longer be there for next year, so rip this part of the track, but now into the fast section, heading into my favorite part of the track, the chicane. After the long straight, hard flick into the left, trying not to get the track limits there. Really beautiful stuff there from Dukes. Now open up the DRS there, get that full speed, and now hard braking into the right-hander. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3, as it looks like it was just a car getting out of the way of people on fast lap. But there, the first laps coming through. Crisp on a 124.337 will take that pole position. Susie comes across the line, looking very, very good now. Another yellow flag going into Sector 3 there. Take another car, but Duty with a 122.366 shows his pace off the mark.
Absolute pace, absolute pristine. I love to see people taking that chicane, those 2 turns really quickly.
Yeah, and that's Flacco out.
Yes.
Out at the DRS zone.
And Timmy.
And Timmy as well. Well, of course he is in the house, so would expect some spinneroos, but that's right. The corner there, oh, I think he just misjudged the braking zone and the acceleration at the last couple of turns. It's right aboard with Dodge, who will be starting his his fast lap now. Dodge, also one of those quicker drivers I feel like might get promoted up into Div 1 pretty quickly right now, as we have Tico scouting for some information right now. Yellow flags in that Sector 2 at the moment. Yellow flags gone. We're good to race right now. Toot goes even faster than his teammate at 122.158. Right now, the McLaren showed up, but showing why they are at top of this league right now. As Dodge will pass, I think that must have been one of Apple's there though. Yeah, so it's really hard to tell sometimes with these colors. What's the other? Blue. I don't know. There we go past right now. Dodge as he heads towards timing for the first sector. Seats through 3 right now. Yellow flag in Sector 3, and it looks like we have another spin towards that last corner. And another yellow flags happening all the time around this course. What is happening? As it looks like one of the Red Bulls is out in trouble. Might be Nick there. As Dodge comes across the line, what time will he get here? It's looking pretty fast. A 122.026. Not enough to get into the 121s there. As we do have... Oh, what? What? Nick! Oh, no. And Nick gets disqualified because he decided to fully skip. Vegas Ultras gets a 5-second grid penalty for collision with Chris. Oh no. Ultras is 4th at the moment. I think that may have been caused by Nick there. If I may be honest, as still right above with Dodge on his in lap right now. Joel's on a fast lap right now. So go aboard with the Williams that may have just passed Dodge. Find out who that is, but we're right aboard with Joel currently through his 3rd sector on that fast lap, going across onto the start finish straight. DRS open. Duke down using that ERS as much as he can. What time does he get? 123.0439. Enough to get on up into 4th there. Brilliant stuff. Now the Ferrari of Azza will come across the line and go 7th fastest with 124.001. Now here comes Fluke. What time can he get? A 122.8. Enough to take Joel out of that 4th position onto the 2nd row of the grid. Now on board with Locks, his teammate. With Fluke's teammate here. What can he do? The Williams shown pretty decent form throughout the entire competition in both Div 1 and Div 2, but seems to be a little off pace, to be 125.4. Enough to get him into 14th. Meanwhile, Snowy still in the pits, have yet to set a time. Flacco, Timmy, and Nick all out at the moment. As right aboard with Foxy as he heads into the pits there. Everyone heading into the last couple of corners into the right-hander. Not going into the pits like his teammates. Running across the line. Got that back wing over. What time can he get? It needs to be just a 130.5. Just setting a banker lap just in case. As we have somebody off into the gravel. It is Ultra Us. As we'll be able to get back onto the track. Is just his outline. I think it was just trying to get out of the way there of the Williams, as looks like Midnight has started his hot lap here. Right aboard with him, please, Mr. Producer. But no, we're going to be right aboard with Chris, who's got a Mercedes in front of him. I was just asking if we could ride aboard with Midnight on his hot lap, but we'll go aboard with Chris anyway. But no, okay, we'll go aboard Midnight, who's currently for a second down on his lap, heading into the chicane, heading into the long Lake Straight, as I like to call it. Oh, the Lake Curve reel, it's not really a straight, but anyway, heading into the chicane. Right. So left into right there, Ultra Us getting out of the way. Yellow flag is like 3 for Ultra Us getting out of the way. Midnight heading into the last sector right now. Now heading into the last couple of corners. Doing brilliantly right now, staying on track, which is proven from the Midnight I've seen in Season 1. And brilliantly getting it onto the racing line and that exit. Oh, we'll go a little bit of a swerve there. That should be enough for a 124. Enough to keep him into 11th, but not enough to improve his standings. As now we're aboard, right aboard with Xander. As he just finished his hot lap, now on aboard with Ultra. See what time he can do. It's got 2 cars ahead of him, so has got the tow. Lots of turbulent air. What time can he do? Foxy getting out of the way here like a good little gentleman. Yellow flag in sector 1 there. Looks to be all sorted. Right board down 2/10 right now in sector 1 as Rhaegar goes on his outlap here. Right board with the Ferrari of Rhaegar. Right now, so that's the right board. We go forward. So hard braking into the right-hander. Careful of any cars coming out of the pit lane. Get on the power early. DRS open to get that much advantage on that little straight. Now, flicking it to the right, hard braking into the 2 turns, into that left-hander. Yellow flag in sector 3, just a car getting out of the way. No need to be concerned. 2 dead, 3 dead already, 1 DQ from that. Me and Nick as Rhaegar heads through that first sector pretty quick right now, I will say. But isn't enough to get him into the top 10. Currently 15th at the moment with 126.1. Hang into the late curve right now. Yellow flag in sector 1. Looks like to just be a slowing car right now. No change of the top 3 at the moment. And so you had Rhaegar through that. The chicane at the end, beginning of the 3rd sector. Hard braking into the right-hander. Get that power quickly before picking your braking point. Slight braking in the other corner. And now into the corner that I have trouble the most in on this track. And now hard flooring into the start-finish straight. Open up that DRS. You will use all the ERS that you can. And right aboard, that's enough to take him into 7th there. What a brilliant lap right there. And Tico, I believe you have some information.
Yeah. So as you mentioned before, we do have a couple people that have DNF that have been disqualified, and them being Flacco, Timmy, and Nick. So the first one, Flacco, he unfortunately spun out. He tried to lift through the 2-turn chicane, but unfortunately, it's a deadly one. Flacco, he unfortunately got caught up by it. Very similar to Timmy, except he was on the second last turn coming into that Australian straight on the pit straight. He broke a late, touched a little bit of grass, still tried to accelerate to get back onto the track and continue his hot lap, but unfortunately he spun out. And with Nick, you know how it goes. Yeah. Don't drive backwards.
Right. Although we are in Australia, it doesn't mean you have to do everything backwards. Anyway, right board with Luke is on his second hot lap, hanging through the chicane 6 at the moment. What was that? Was that one of the Ferraris? It was Rhaegar. I think he was just trying to get out the way there. But right back on board with Luke as he heads to the last couple of corners, hard braking into the turn of death, I like to call it. Just, onto the grass there. My fleet will cost him a little bit of time, but not crashing for him, which would be a good benefit, but actually looking to be pretty decent. But it's only 1/10 up, so not going to improve on his time. It will be starting on that 3rd row of the grid so far. Right aboard with Foxy is actually 2 temps down through that 2nd sector. I thought for the moment there the curb might give a little bit of snap of oversteer there and send him into the corner, but brilliant stuff so far here from our current 4th place setter. 3 3/4 minutes left of this session remaining. And Tico, I mean, we'll talk quickly. So I have a little bit of salt time, see what time Foxy gets. He does pray for his time, but not in his position. Tico, so you will be racing on this track later today in Div 1. Any special plans that you and Mercedes team are going for? Oh, sorry, Ferrari team going for?
Hey, I was first pick by for Ferrari. You got to know this stuff. I'm the best driver out there now. Yeah. You may be, but Baz. No, okay. We're the best team in the paddock. No. Look, we don't have any. We could be. It's just
No, you are. You are the best team in the paddock.
I don't know about that. Okay. I mean, there's some other good teams, but in terms of strategy, I don't think we have anything specific. I know that Baz's strategy is survive, drive consistently. crisp. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, that was...
It went a little bit wide there, but it's not necessarily about pace, especially with Australia. There's a lot of
Dodge!
go Dodge.
Improving his time there, getting into the 121s.
Oh, an entire second on Toot as well.
Yeah. Almost an entire second, yeah. As Toot now starting on his on his out lap here. This will be his last. What's Foxy heading into the pits? That will be his day pretty much done. As with Obi-Wan, who has got Duty ahead of him. I think is yet on his out lap. But yeah, this is pretty stuff. Also, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Hope every dad and everybody has wished their dad a happy Father's Day. As we're on board now with Duty on his should be start of his fast lap. There it is. As we have a yellow flag, says the cars just passing by. There's a bit of traffic in that sector too, but Duty seems to be on the fast lap as they're getting out the way there. Now yellow flags all over the gap here. That's Duty a little bit wide into that turn there, but manages to get it up. We'll see how well his first sector time is. It's up 1.5 tenths at the moment. So he's fired some speed through the second sector. Can he find it? Can he even get close to Dodge's time here? As hard braking into the section that will no longer exist. The mythical section we shall now call it. As head on to the lake curve right now. Hard braking, flick left, then a flick right, trying to avoid the track limits violation. Actually, not seeing too many track limit violations there today, as hard braking into the right-hander. Now a little bit of quick acceleration, light braking, and now hard braking into the left-hander of doom, as I like to call it in my experience. And now keep on that accelerator all the way through to the start-finish line. DRS open. What time can we get? No, it's not going to be enough. Just 700ths off the pace there for Tootsie. See how well his teammate will go. Currently down 0.4. So 4 tenths at the moment. See what time you can. Checkered flag is out. Dodge has already finished as well as Chris, Foxarino, Fluke, Xander, Raycor, CJ Winslow, Ultra, Azza, Midnight, Obi-Wan. Snowy did not set a time, so we'll start 18th. But now here comes Toots, how well he's going as we head into the last couple of quarters. Can he take Dodge's time here? As my FPS just explodes right now. Toot hard accelerating down the lane. Can he do it?
High 121.
High 121. Can he do it? He doesn't get it. He does get into the mid 121s. You just off it, Tico, there. But yeah, does manage to secure that spot. We'll see what time Joel gets right now. Doesn't seem to be a fast lap right now. Yep, down up 5 seconds, so he will finish 8th. Looks like we still have Snowy out to still set a time. Stacey did get a track limit violation, but I think he just got caught out. Oh, 1 temp, so it's not going to be enough. Snowy heading into the pits, just to set a time there. As Buzz managed to improve his time, his 10th, and I think that should be everyone. We just have to wait for Snowy to pit, animation to finish, and they'll be done. So we will have your pole starter for the Australian Grand Prix here in Division 2 will be Dodge, and then follow him will be Toot, then Dootsy, Chris, Foxy, Chris, goddamn animation, da 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 da, yada yada yada. And we do, so we do have times now. So it is Dodge, Toot, Dootsy, Chris, Foxy, Chris, Locks, Joel, Fluke, Azza, Xander, Rhaegor, CJ. So CJ, Ultra, and if we could scroll down, please. you, Mr. Producer. Midnight, Obi-Wan, Flacco, Snowy, Timmy, and Nick. And since, well, we have this short break before the site, we do have joining us is, of course, my co-caster that was a little bit late, of course, Mr. Best.
But a quick update.
Yeah, quick update. Yeah.
Quick update.
Hey!
Just before we get in, we do have a couple subs coming in for Division 2. It is Obi replacing Angry Man and Flacco replacing Aksh.
Yes. I was going to mention that before, but now he's here. Mr. Gingerweed himself. It is Mr. Baz.
Bloody Queenslanders, mate. They can't tell the difference between gingers and rangers every single time. But it'd be great to be with you lads here finally. I actually was trying to figure out when we were doing the qualifying who Obi-Wan was. Turns out he's replacing Angry there. So now that we know that, I believe he's a newer sub driver who's joined us recently, as far as I'm aware. Of course, let me in the chat if you guys don't. I just don't because I'm just ignorant. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, I'm keen to jump into this one here, Quirky. Keen to jump into some of these Div 2 races. I just heard we're getting up the driver standings here, getting ready into week number 5 as well. And the battle between Toot and Dodge here continues for that first place spot here in Div 2.
Yeah, and honestly, half a second pretty much splitting them between pole and second as well. So it's going to be an interesting race into turn 1 here, but of course, Angry Man currently has a tournament going on, was in 3rd. CJ Winslow, of course, 4th. And then we have Flukesy, Chris, Locks, Drixie, Midnight, Timmy, Xander, Azza, Max, Chris, Rhaegar, Snowy, Foxy, Nick, Ash, and Tarbs. As we head into the constructors standings as well, for Division 2. We do have the Mercedes guys on top with 1,070 points. And then next we have, of course, Alpine with 992. Then we have the Alfa Romeos, Mercedes, Williams, Red Bull, Ferrari, Aston Martin, Haas, and AlphaTauri.
A lot of very close battles between these constructors here at the moment. Of course, obviously, McLaren and Alpine's battle. It's not just for the Drivers' Championship, it's for the constructors as well. So cool to see that one's still coming ahead. But you've still got, of course, you've got Alpha, you got Petronas, you got Williams. All these guys who'll be in that top 5 will bring up week after week here in Div 2 that are so important in this battle right now. Not to mention even in the bottom half, we've still got Red Bull, Ferrari, and really Aston alongside Haas all really fighting in that top, I want to say that bottom half as they're trying to break into the top 5 as well. So keen to watch all these guys here on the track today, Quirky. You know, again, there's so many close battles all across the board here, both across drivers and constructors. It really can go either way, especially we've got Australia for our first race.
Yeah, and of course, what about who the heck is anyway, and of course, it is our home track. It's a track, you know, that most of us have raced on pretty, frequently. Not just in F1 2021, but in like other F1 games as well. So, you know, the track pretty well. Also, I've decided to rename the part that is getting transformed, that little chicane before the lake curve, into the mythic section because it's no longer will be there at the end of the.
Was it ever really there, Quirky? Or was it just a fever dream that everyone had?
Was it there to promote overtaking where it never really did? Anyway, we have got the drivers heading onto the grid right now. So predictions. Is it going to be Dodge, taking that first place there, Baz? Do you think it's going to be somebody else?
Obviously, I think the battle's going to come down to between Dodge and Toot, right? I think that's fairly obvious all throughout Div 2. We've seen that shown quite a bit recently, right? Where these two are their top 2, and they are definitely on their way towards a Div 1 at the end of the season, of course, moving on to Season 3. It's just a matter of who's going to take it out from their team and whether teammates can help and bring up to those extra constructors points as well. But I still watch out, of course, for some of the other guys. The Williams team has always been one of the main consistent teams in Div 2. There you
go. It's lights out and away we go. Heading in towards turn 1. Seems to be Dodge gets a good turn. Dootsy trying to cut off Chris there. Seems to be having no troubles going into turn right there. But there's a yellow flag. No safety car, so it seems to be we go all right to keep on racing. As there goes Chris, dive bombing it down towards to take third. And of course, if there any way you will dive bomb, I know it'd be Chris. As we take a look, it is going to be Dodge, followed by 2. Then Chris, Doocy, Chris, Fluke, Foxy, CJ Winslow, Joel, as I said, Midnight, Timmy. As CJ overtakes Foxy there. Midnight, Timmy, Locks, Flacco, Ultra, Regal, Obi-Wan, Nick, and Snowy right now as we head into the late curve. That's it. Right aboard now with Flacco. The Canadian sub coming in as... No, switch over to Timmy, who's trying to overtake Midnight here. We'll be able to do it, but there's contact! And Timmy throws up the hair going, what the heck are you doing? As we do get a yellow flag in Sector 3, but it should be alright.
Yeah, still okay here so far. Surprisingly, is it alright, Quirky? No real major accidents here at lap 1, but it's what we like to see and the improvements of these guys.
Actually, speaking of, Obi-Wan's out, and that's a PSC.
I cast the ghost. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, it happens. Oh, wait, Midnight as well.
Midnight! Oh, I wonder what happened there. It seems to be as long turned as well. Ooh.
That is going to be interesting to try and watch back soon there. Obi, I think it's pretty obvious that he spun on that infamous S. I want to say that for chicane coming in there. Catch a lot of people out, caught me out even last season as well, took me out of the race. Everyone's favourite weatherman segment, of course, followed suit. But yeah, Midnight, what a weird spot to kind of spin out. I wonder if he got caught up under some of the other cars, some of the backfield there.
Yeah, he says his entire game is freaking out. FES is randomly dropping.
Well, that sounds like, unfortunately, a hardware issue. Hopefully, you can get that sorted for the next race. But we will continue here. It seems that Obi needs to turn his mic off as well. That's all well and good. But we are, of course, going to be under our first safety car because... I'm sorry, I just jinxed it. I was like, oh my god, I was going to fall out of a safety car. And then not only do we get a VSC, it transforms into a double safety car as well. But that is some guys pit as well, get some new tyre pickups while they can. A couple guys going for the hard compound tyre already just after this first lap.
We've taken the taping from the Amazon Web Services, the services that they provide for us through their in-game graphic and in-game advertising. It is, of course, lap 9, I think, was the one-strap strategy going onto the hard tyres. So it looks like the hard tyres actually last you a fairly decent bit on this track here.
Yeah, they really should. I mean, especially if the tyres are well looked after. I'm just surprised that it happened in the first lap, really. Because normally this is something we see maybe a couple laps in, right? Because you still want to use as much of those soft tyres as you can, because most of those tyres, right, especially the top half of the field, they're from qualifying, so they're worn anyway, and you're not going to be using them again. So normally you see most guys will at least got a couple laps on them, especially when you're behind safety car and you can keep the health up. Some of the tyres then look towards maybe hards or mediums later on. But we do know we've seen plenty of times in the past where early hard tyre stops, and that being the only stop in the whole race can not only get high positions, but even race victories for one or two guys before. So we'll have to just keep an eye on that and see how that goes as the race develops.
Yes, indeed. So we are still behind the safety car here at Albert Park. I was actually really looking forward. I was actually planning to go to the Australian Grand Prix this year. I'm actually a bit sad that it's been cancelled, of course, with the state of COVID in Australia, particularly in some states. Cough, cough, New South Wales. Fortunately, it is something that unfortunately
there's a lot of coughing in New South Wales, isn't there?
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's easy. Not hanging for an easy joke. I apologize. It was too easy not to go for. But probably just have like 1 or 2 more laps.
Just as easy. Yeah, it's about just as easy as easy. Fuck, no.
Oh, guys, he'll get it. He'll get it. Come on, Quirky. Come on. Maximum brake power.
Hurting. I was about to say that joke is as easy as it is to catch COVID in New South Wales.
There you go. You got it.
Finally got it out.
He did it. He got it out. That's too rough though. Honestly, it's very unfortunate. But at least we're getting some good races. I mean, this weekend at Zandvoort, been pretty good, been pretty entertaining so far. So, getting ready now should be one or two laps under the safety car here. Of course, Dodge and Toot going to be in that top 5, Duty and Chris. But good to see there's an Aston Martin wedged in between all that. Of course, Chris, our fellow caster and stream host, of course, coming into this one here.
He's on the sub duties today, as there is a Rocket League tournament, so most of the Rocket League guys are out. But yeah,
I believe he's a main seat driver now, isn't he?
Pardon? Who?
I believe he's a main seat driver now.
Oh, is he?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Sorry, honestly, there's been so many driver changes.
Subs for this weekend because, you know, Father's Day. Happy Father's Day there. As do look like we have our pit reporter Tico back with some news.
Yeah. So we have, as probably mentioned, we've had 2 people unfortunately DNF'd in this race, being Midnight and Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan, it's just an unfortunate spin, as these things tend to happen. He let a driver through just coming out of the two-turn chicane and put a little bit too much throttle on it and spun out, hit a wall, and unfortunately wasn't able to complete lap 1. Midnight, however, was a little bit of a different story. Now, this was a little bit of a kerfuffle between Timmy and Midnight. As we saw on stream, they were racing side by side, coming into these chicanes. Timmy going a little bit aggressive, overtaking, but coming out of it, what we didn't see was they were side by side, and from Midnight's perspective, Timmy pushed him into a wall. So we'll have to see if Timmy's opinion was there as well.
So it sounds like that's one for the stewards to unravel. Not jealous of the stewards and their job each and every week, having to decipher all the claims and issues that arise from each race. But safety car is going to be coming in this lap, and we're going to get some green flag racing in 4 laps down of this 29-lap race. You know, Albert Park, Dodge has the field. Not exactly slowed down, but there he goes. He is off and racing. And look at the gap he's already gone to 2. About half a second now, going into 0.6 as we head across the line and back into green flag racing. On board with Chris is trying to look to overtake Duty right now. No DRS for 3 laps right now, but no overtakes so far. It looks like we're just going to be going into nice, clean, single file racing, but there might be a move there from CJ as he tries to overtake Chris. Will be able to get it before the turn there. Really is up there by the Alfa Romeo driver. Can he do it? Oh, there's a yellow flag, and that is Foxy spinning around. Oh, maybe coming back into the track a little bit. Spins himself back around. Has to be careful. Trying not to get himself DQ'd there, but that's him all the way back down into 18th.
Almost a mandatory entry by the looks of it. They'll have to check that one back a little bit later on. But yeah, the race will continue. Don't get caught up in that fiasco, but I did want to point out a brilliant overtake there by CJ, getting him into the top 5. He's chasing Duty down now and chasing him down hard here. He could be easily looking for that 4th place spot here, of course. You've got to remember CJ, the victor of the first race back here in Div 2 back in Zandvoort in week 1. 2nd place at the Hungaroring as well, and kick things off for Alpha to start off the season in 1st place overall in constructors as well. So obviously the Alpha team are going to be very hungry to sort of look for some of these extra points, not just CJ and Joel, but the lads in Div 1 as well. So keep an eye on them all weekend, especially after the week break we had. They're more than hungry than ever to try and catch back up to McLaren and Alpine.
Yeah, they are. As we ride aboard with Sander, who is behind Azza on the Ferrari. But right aboard with Snowy there, who goes wide at turn 1 there. Maybe just misjudging the braking there. That does give Rhaegar a place right aboard with Sander, who's looking to overtake your teammate here, Baz and Azza.
Yeah, we'll be right. We're okay. No bias, it's all good. But
they're gonna learn to swim on their own.
Yeah, but yeah, the AlphaTauri, the guys, obviously they've had a bit of a shocking season, haven't they? They've been caught up in a ton of incidents. They've been making a lot of pace back in the past week or two, of course not counting the break week. And Xander especially has been one of the guys who's been putting in a ton of effort for the team here. Of course, a fellow peer reporter and caster with us now. He joined us more recently. And it looks like he's going to try and get the overtake on Azza.
Yeah, going for the inside line into the turn. We'll be able to get as they ride side by side, but it looks like Azza, oh no, Azza going to drop another position there to Timmy, it looks like.
Yeah, we'll drop that as well. 2 positions dropped there. Very, very unfortunate. Just hasn't been caught out when we overtake there from Xander, and Timmy capitalizing on it as well with Flacco, the current sub driver here for Aston Martin, of course, overtaking for AKSH, coming in here as well, looking to try and chase Azza down and break it into the top 10.
Yes, and Chris, having fallen from 4th to 6th so far in this race, due to some great overtaking from his opponents, looking to go for a bit of a recovery drive here as we head into the 7th lap of this Grand Prix. And, you know, it has been a good season here for the Alpine guys.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, of course, both these guys challenging McLaren, especially Div 2 all season long here. At the moment, it's really been the Dodge and Toot show here in Division 2. But Chris and Doozy are definitely putting in some work for the team as well. Yes, they've not been as strong as we'll say their top driving counterparts. Joel! Being caught off there. Actually, well, yeah, he's done.
Oh, no, Timmy's off as well! Oh, no, it's like a NASCAR wreck. So many cars going. All it takes is one.
Caught out there by Joel with the spin, or if he just caught the tip of the chicane there as well and went spinning. But either way.
Oh. I think Joel just clipped the curb and accelerated at the wrong time as Flacco gets a drive-through penalty, speeding on safety car. And everybody's heading into the pit lane. They're going to be getting their tires on.
Yeah, this is one of the perfect opportunities
gets a drive-through penalty as well. Ooh.
It's one of the perfect opportunities now to get those tyres on if you've been running those softs or race long. Here's where we'll be seeing the hard tyres come out, or maybe the mediums if we're looking at some 2-stoppers here at the moment. But should mostly be seeing the hard combat tyre come out for most of these guys now.
Yes, indeed. Well, with the first round of pit stops being done, it does look like we have Dodge and Fluke actually getting the better of that. Toot all the way down into 3rd. Chris heading into 4th as well. So unfortunate for Timmy. Yeah, I think for Timmy, he may have just may have got spooked by the crash, but we'll have to see with our pit lane reporter. So we'll find out maybe later what happened to Timmy. And Joel left the call, so hopefully we can find out what happened to them there. Unfortunate stuff from them. Crashing is a part of racing. And, hopefully they can come back stronger next week, or next race in Austria.
Yeah, and obviously that corner is a nightmare as well. It has been. I mean, it was even with the when we had good downforce in last season's cars. Now it's even worse with the cars we have this season as well. With even less curves. And we know there's been a lot of discussions, even in the pro leagues so far, that a lot of guys are not happy with the current, say, car model system, the handling model system in the game right now. And there's apparent talks of there being an update coming out soon, getting some of that fixed up. So that'll be interesting to see when that drops, see how that'll affect the drivers. Of course, still a little too late here at the moment, but something that I know a lot of the guys, even here, have been in discussions with for the past week now. There's been quite a big discussion about that so far. So, but we should have about one more lap of the safety car here, Quirky, and you can see, of course, the tyre changes now. Look, a ton of medium tyres coming out for the field.
Yeah, a ton. And looks like Fluke actually, I think he had a little bit of a run-in on the first lap and switched immediately to the hard. So he was able to get up into that second position because of that, as pit lane reporter Tico has hopefully some news for us.
Yeah. So we saw that both Joel and Timmy, they crashed out at the same spot. Timmy, his reasoning or his excuses, as we would call them, is he was a little bit distracted by Joel's spin out there, and unfortunately did overcorrect on the 2-turn chicane, and unfortunately spun out into the wall.
Yeah.
Kind of what we guessed, right? Just been sucked out. It's so unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, you go into that corner at that speed, and all of a sudden you've got a dude who's just spun out, essentially right in front of you, right? It's not too surprising that you'd be caught out with that. And that goes for any driver, really. So it's unfortunate for Timmy. He still can't escape the curse, but like I said, Quirky, there's another race around the corner. Excuse me there. Another race around the corner.
Yes,
of course, at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. And a lot of these guys, I think, are looking forward to a little bit more than the race here in Australia.
Yeah, and hopefully we should get that notification that the safety car should be in this lab, but
There you go.
there it is. Interesting start here to the Div 2 Australian Grand Prix. There was the notification for the safety car coming in, so hopefully we'll be off and racing, as looks like Dodge is starting to slowly back up the field a little bit, as Snowy has the 5-second ability for collision with CJ, and CJ's all the way at the back. It's going all the way down to 16.
He spun.
He spun. Ooh.
Look at how slow he was going then for a second, just on the track map. He had absolutely spun there. High chance he's going to have to go to the pits. He's going to have wing damage, which is unfortunate because the safety car's ended and we're back under racing conditions here. Green flag.
Yeah, top four actually really close together right now. Can Fluke find anything? Well, Toots, trying to find something onto Fluke right now as we head on to the first DRS straight of the lap, but no DRS. Can Toot find anything heading into the third corner? Hard braking into the right hander. Not going to be finding too much. Like going a little bit to the outside, making a little bit for Toot to figures. Oh, a little bit of overcorrection there by Fluke, but does manage to keep his position there. I think Toot was just out of Chris. He's crashed.
Not sure what's happened there. He is done and
Flacco's out as well. Very fast to Martins. They're gone.
Caught out. Both been caught out there. Not sure what's happened so far. We got double yellows. Sector 1 and 2. We got no safety cars though happening at the moment.
Snowy has slowed down. No safety car. But 10 laps in, but as I said, we already have 6 drivers gone. To be honest, I did not expect this for the Australian Grand Prix as Red Bull with Sander. He's trying to find something on Azza. Once again, can he find it as the Ferrari just squeezes him out of that corner? Right now, but down onto the inside. Hard braking, trying to get on the inside line, and now who has the better exit? It seems to be like Zen has the quicker acceleration. And just like in the real life, the Ferrari just can't keep up.
Unfortunately, that was actually Ultras. There you go.
Ultras, sorry.
Up in 7th position, but yeah, it's unfortunately unable to fight that one.
Going up to Flick, they made big contact.
Ooh, that was very
contact there.
But of course, we saw Flick on the side of the wall earlier in the previous time. He might have slight wing damage or maybe a cracked wing at least, which is going to affect how it goes in some of these corners. Not to mention the hard tires versus, I believe, medium tires, if I'm not mistaken. Here, now we're on board here with Xander. He's hunting down Crisp here. He's trying to break into that top 5 currently at the moment. We've also got Rhaegar holding off Dootsie as well for that 4th place spot currently.
Yeah, a little bit of obviously they're heading into the long, just hard accelerating curve here at the Australian Grand Prix Red Bull with Duty here, Australia. Take Rhaegar here, who is on the hards, but looks like Rhaegar, good defensive driving, a little bit of cutting there into the chicane, a little bit wide, but doesn't manage to get it, but that should be enough for Duty to try and reclaim 4th spot. Yellow flag in sector 2, that is Snowy out!
Yeah, that's going to force Ducci, of course, to back off, because that's going to cause another safety car there. Not too sure why the double Astons didn't cause a safety car, but Snowy's did. But either way, it's a late safety car that was needed nonetheless here. Skilling CJ a bit of a moment to try and catch up to the field now. So he's going to be counting his blessings a little bit here, having that opportunity as well. Also, Azza, looks like he had spun as well. He has dropped off a ton back in the back of the field as well, down into 12th position. Locks is going to go for his pit stop now. And even though we're going to have a reset of the field once more, I don't think we'll be seeing too many pit stops here, Perky.
Yeah, I don't think we should see too many. But we do have our pit lane reporter back. Tico, can you tell us anything about those crashes?
Yeah, it's a miracle. Well, not miracle. It's unfortunate that they didn't cause a safety car. Well, I don't want to say spins are miracles and DNFs are miracles, because it's not. But the Aston Martins, unfortunately, their spins weren't miracles. The hards on the Chris, he just wasn't used to them. He went for the soft hard strategy, which is what Jeff told him. And he doesn't agree with it now that he's spun out, so now he's firing Jeff. He doesn't want Jeff anymore. Then Flacco as well. Snowy, I believe, was in the middle of the track turned around, so Flacco went to avoid Snowy, and unfortunately hit a wall.
Yeah, that would explain why we saw Snowy slow down around that crash. So, do you have any info on the Snowy, DNF? Or is that...
Not yet. It happened as I joined, so we're gonna check out that info for you.
Well, thank you, Tico. Our excellent pit lane reporter. Well, Baz, safety car number 3, I think this is?
Yeah, sounds alright.
Is this called Div 2 fashion? Sorry, I'm only just casting the upper echelons. I say that in the loosest term.
I was going to say, by this point, I think Div 1 would be on safety car 8 or something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it's fine. I can understand why you're trying to wrap your head around how little the number of safety cars has been, right?
Yeah, so, you would be out, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'd probably be in the wall somewhere. We're talking about the weather again.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably more of a fun time at the moment. But, because we're heading towards that halfway stage of the race here currently. 13 drivers left here currently on the field. Unfortunately, Aston and Haas will be receiving little points here, so they won't be really increasing any higher. I will actually get a double check here on how that will affect, at least after this race, current Constructors' Championships. It won't affect too much because they're both 9th and 8th, but we'll give Ferrari and normal Red Bull a bit of a chance to get a bit of breathing room with some extra points between them and some of their bottom half competitors.
Well, we do have Tico back. Tico, what can you tell us?
Well, he got thrown off his rhythm by the Aston Martins, unfortunately. He got spun out around the time that the Aston Martins DNF'd, as we mentioned before. And so he saw people passing him. He got thrown off his rhythm, unfortunately, and coming around the next turn, he touched a little bit of grass, and as the classic race goes, man, spun out.
Yeah, just like the Williams and Sandford. But yeah, well, thanks for that, Tico. Keeping us up to date as always. But Baz, you were saying for some reason as well. I think this may be the last lap of the safety car. We'll quickly throw this out there. Can we have an Apple iWatch or a Samsung Gear, whatever, the wearable watch, smartwatch, but has Jeff telling you what the weather is? It's going to rain in 10 minutes. 10 minutes, we expect some heavy rain. Better get those wets on. Or at least, a ringtone or a text tone. Yeah.
Codemasters, if you're listening, mega money idea right here. Yeah, you're missing out. Yeah, of course, you might need it to help fix some of this game up.
And if you really want it to be annoying, you change it to Hamilton's engineer. Get in there! You got a text! Get in there!
Watch out,
it's going to be
there's
steady.
coming in 10 minutes, bro.
And just go, leave me alone, Bono, I got this. But anyway, we are heading back into race conditions. Dodge leading the field and looking at that lead. He's got less than half a second. But here comes Cici onto Rhaegar. Rhaegar, can he defend here? Cici trying to look for something to take it, but Rhaegar, great defensive driving, has got enough of a gap to defend it. Let's Cici tries something a little bit dumb, but he has to be careful. Has got Chris on his tail, so he can't do anything too dumb, or he might just lose that position.
A super strong battle here for fourth place between Rhaegar and Duty, because Chris having involved another yellow lock has spun it.
Yeah, he spun it. Is able to get it back on the track. Fortunately for him.
Keep an eye out. It doesn't look like he has a flat. Might have some wing damage, but maybe probably definitely some floor damage going over the spin now if he went over the curb. But for now, the race will continue here currently. Of course, that battle for fourth. Battle between teammates, depending of Dino just Xander. Foxy maybe trying to be a part of that and sneak out of position and maybe catch out the AlphaTauri drivers here.
Yeah, we're back on board with Duty's trying to find Rhaegar. Like I said, I think Lox has some wing damage. He is going very, very slow at the moment, so we'll be heading into the pits there. As Rhaegar just keeps on defending here, I'm sure as team principal at Ferrari, you're proud of Rhaegar's performance at the moment.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Then again, it's saying it's Rhaegar and you, so I don't know.
No, absolutely. I say with Azza as well. It was kind of a phenomenon, of course. Rhaegar's one of the ones that pit in, of course, that like lap 2 and got the hard tyres straight away, and it's paid off. He managed to get himself into 4th position, of course, still being able to hold on.
Yellow flag sector 1, that's Ultra. He spun it. 5-second penalty, collision with Azza.
Oh, what happens?
I think he spun and tried to rejoin and may have just hit Azza as Chris and Duty actually overtake Rhaegar here.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what happened there. All of a sudden, Rhaegar went hard right, and they see maybe he decided to let them through, didn't want to challenge him anymore, doesn't want to be a part of that battle. Of course, I can understand that. Of course, those guys are both in the top 2 teams currently. You had a great battle with them so far, and there's a couple of moments was getting a little bit dicey. You don't want to be caught out and be taken out of the race from defending the whole time. So I can understand that quite a bit. And he's going to look to hold on to 6th place now with Xander in his wings there. But yeah, that was really strange between Ultras and Azza. It really sucks we can't actually get vision of that. Hopefully we'll be able to get some info about that soon. But yeah, very strange incident that happening in Sector 1.
Right, as to have another yellow flag in Sector 3 as Dodge sets the fastest lap as I think Azza has some wing damage as Ultra did overtake him there. DRS enabled for this lap, so may see True try and go onto the attack here. He is in DRS range. And this pretty much, I've been told, is the story of Div 2 here, battle between Dodge and Toot. Very for these drivers, I mean, Toot only started, Formula 1 at pretty much the start of the season, but he's improved massively.
Yeah, he's a part of a group of I'll say some of the guys here who are just basically a bunch
the
of
hardcores.
Honestly, yeah, of that too. Hardcore, nerds, what you call them. This is all they've been doing essentially. It's just been playing F1s and getting better, doing time trials and all that sort of thing, and putting that time in. So, because you can put that amount of time in, you're obviously going to get better, and it's paying off here in spades.
Oh, we may have something here. Sander will try and look to overtake Rhaegar. Looks like he'll be able to get it done before the 2-turn chicane. And there is Foxy as well, looking to join in on the hunt. DRS enabled here. Rhaegar has it as well, so should be able to keep in distance of Sander here. And now Foxy, can you do anything before the start finish straight? Has Dodge in 2. Just keep on battling 2. Can he find it? As just a little bit wide there, but should able to clean it up that exit pretty well.
I remember here as well, Rhaegar, of course, is on those hard compound tires that we were just talking about before.
DRS for 2. He's going for it down to the inside. Has to give it up here. Or may look to go for the switcheroo, but
I want to point out here, they've actually got Lux in front of them as well, so they haven't got traffic they're approaching here. Some back markers.
Yeah, mark of trouble maybe for Dodge, but no DRS zones for that to go. Azza gets a 3-second time penalty there for track limit violations. Now, Kid 2, can he do anything? Look for a move down towards the inside possibly, but towards the curve. It is looking to be Dodge out in front towards that 2-turn chicane.
Yeah, this fight will continue all race long, so settle in, ladies and gentlemen, between the fight between Dodge and Toot will continue, and it will be very back and forth, I want to say, all throughout the rest of the race here.
Flag sector 2, Sander gets a 3-second time penalty for track limit violations.
Yeah, that was strange there as well. Also got Foxy right up on Rhaegar, got CJ starting to catch up as well on some of that action.
Yeah. Foxy trying to see what the best course of action is to see if he can try and overtake him before the start finish straight. as they did head towards the DRS detection zone, so if was able to overtake him, we'll get the DRS, keep it there. But now, DRS open. Foxy goes towards the inside, should be able to take it before the braking zone, but not enough speed, it looks like.
Yeah, luckily, a bit of a longer straight there, so Regal would be able to get some speed off that. But yeah, of course, down here, you've got DRS, you've got ERS as well.
Oh,
the problem is Foxy, too much speed going into that and misjudged the braking point. So now Regal will not only get past him, we've got to create a bit of a distance, and Foxy now has to, like, I guess, play this game all over again and build up all that ERS that he just burnt through.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Foxy there. Too much minimum speed through that quarter. It looks like Red Bull with Duty's tried to overtake Fluke here. He did do an early pit to go into those early hards. Maybe for a bit of damage earlier in the race. But Duty on those mediums as well, so has got the quicker tyre, has got DRS open to him. So he is looking for that third position.
Yeah, it's
as
going to
here
be
comes
a tough
Foxy
one,
again. And that'll be an easy overtake, it looks like. Oh, but Regal trying to fight back. Maybe look for a quick switch back there, but not going to be enough. As a red board with Duty now should have that DRS open. Charging down, shouldn't be able to take it. He's looking, but no space, not enough speed, and that's a yellow flag in sector 3, and that is CJ spun there, it looks like.
What has happened? That is very strange. That was a very strange spin there. Maybe we'll get Tico to go and check on that one. There, I know CJ's definitely streaming his POV at the moment. Maybe we can get some info about that soon. But yeah, I just want to point out once again, Quirky, we've got a random teams in between, like smudged in between the top drivers and the second drivers for Alpine and McLaren here. Flick, of course, for Williams currently in third place, trying to break that up. Gets a big point for his team. Of course, the battle now between Toot and Dodge does continue here. They're getting very, very close. Toot's looking for the overtake.
He's got it! He's got it fully in front and should be able to take this quarter and does take the lead of the Australian Grand Prix. 10 laps to go here at Albert Park.
Like I said, though, race isn't anywhere close to being over. These guys will probably trade positions as expected. They'll trade positions back and forth, probably a few more times yet before this race is underway. You can see, of course, Dodge already chasing him down there. Maybe having a bit of issues with the gearing there. I don't know if that was maybe a spectator glitch or a manual gearing glitch, or just like missing the gears there, sorry. But he's still going to chase him down because DRS down the straight coming into a couple corners here now. They've actually caught quite a few of our drivers out in Div 2 so far here today. Not much left to go.
It has, yeah. 9 laps left remaining of this Grand Prix. Can Dodge try and retake that position that he's held on for so long in this race? Or will Toot be able to claim another race win as we head into the chicane here onto the curve straight? Has got Azza in front of them. So there will be a bit of lap traffic, possibly a couple of laps time for our front runners. Duty meanwhile did manage to overtake Fluke there. So it is a McLaren 1-3 at the moment as Dodge, he's trying to get back in at 2, is in DRS range. Now it's a matter of who can keep their tires at the better part, who can control their ERS usage the best, and who can be the better offensive, defensive driver. So we head on to the start-finish straight for lap 21 of this Australian Grand Prix.
We're getting very close to the final act here of this race. Dodge actually broke quite a bit there. I think he's trying to build up some of that ERS, getting ready for the fight against Toot. Probably thinking the last, I guess, last overtaking chances will be happening soon. Of course, if for whatever reason we'll get a safety car in the next 2-3 laps, the guys will have one final opportunity to go to the pits. That's when we'll see the softs chucked on, in which case that'll be fine. I think both guys might be expecting that or hoping for that, if possible for the moment.
Alright, Alrighty, well, there's a yellow flag in sector 1 and 2, as it looks like Sander may have spun there.
I mean, looking off sector 1, there's definitely Mercedes in that yellow sector area, but there's Alpha Tauri's going a bit slower than usual. That would be Xander.
Sorry if I misread that, but yeah, it did look like Xander was going a little bit slower, but that could be just, F1 2021. But oh, look at the gap now between Toot and Dodge. Dodge is ready, has got that ERS open, and that's Toot going into the pits. Is he switching over to the softs?
Was he actually? What's his tire life currently? Just before he gets the tires changed over, 13 laps. Dodge is on 14 though. So Toot's going to try and chase him down and hope in the final few laps he's going to be able to beat him with these softs. He's on the 2-stop. I assume Dodge is going to be as well though. But there's also a high chance that Dodge could just run these medium tires to the end of the race if he's able to be safe with them. We'll have to wait and see. He does have that lead. However, Dootsy, of course, the teammate of Toot, is only just a little bit behind him. Same lap old tires and same with Crisp. So this is going to be a rough one towards the end.
Yeah, this is. I mean, see if the gamble pays off for him here, Baz, but it's a bold move, Cotton. See if it pays off as Radboard Riff Chris currently third in our race here. Has got locks in front of him, I think, with the lap traffic. As Ultra sets the fastest up at 123.8 with the Alpha Tauri. That's good for him. Is on the softs as well.
There's actually a lot of guys here as well, Kirky. I just realised they've actually swapped for the soft tyres fairly recently. Fluke has, Rhaegar has, Nick has, as well as Ultra. So definitely I think these guys are looking to complete the strategies that I'm guessing the game had told them to do. And just going for it anyway. Of course, there's going to be a good opportunity for some of these guys to get some of these fastest laps as well. Just putting out there, of course, we saw him go to the 127. Let's see what Toot's time will
this is out.
Yeah, I believe it's coming out of the pits. Yeah, but even still,
that's like one second.
About a second or so?
Half second. So yeah, actually, this might be, as we do have the yellow flag in sector 3, and I believe that's is Ultra.
Yeah, absolutely. These completely spun it there. It's going to give Nick a further position, most likely. Yep, he will be able to
look at that speed.
Just get him into that corner.
Unfortunately, there for Ultra. Good news for the Red Bull team. I know Dover's happy with that. With other drivers already out, unfortunately, for the Red Bull guys. Red Bull guys, in both divisions, not exactly having the best of luck in this season.
It's there's a couple of shades of split of season 1. I won't lie, but yeah, it hasn't been as strong of a season, unfortunately. Put up in some more accidents.
Yeah. So what we're saying is it's not Forbal's fault, and then the assassinations have been fruitless and unjust.
Yeah, something. Justice for Forbal.
Yes. Hashtag justice for Forbal. Radboard with Dodge. He has got Azza behind him with the lap traffic. 127 for that lap. See what Toot's going for. He's going pretty fast. 0.2.
Oh, wait.
He's going back into the pits.
Did he take wing damage?
We'll find out.
Yeah, we're going to wait for the camera angle. Let's find out. Let's see. Yeah, he has. He definitely has. And that's going to be... That could potentially be that race over with. I don't want to call it just yet here, Quirky, but he's now dropped down to 7th.
Oh.
And Dodge is running away with it alongside his teammate Chris.
As well.
Yeah, this could be a 1-2 finish here for Alpine in Australia.
Yeah, it could be. Dodgy tactics by Jeff. I'm pretty sure Jeff's going to be fired. He's already been fired from Ashton Martin. Now he's going to be fired from the McLaren garage as well, it seems like. As oh no, as now Dodge going through, and that's a swap into the medium tires for Toot, so he's not going to be as fast here at Albert Park. And look at the difference between Dodge and Chris right now. 6.9 seconds. about 7 seconds, we'll say, between Dodge and Chris, and I feel like unless there is a tire blowout in the last couple of laps, as that's a yellow flag in Sector 3, and I think that's, I can't tell, is that, looks like, might be, Fluke maybe, oh no, that's contact between Dukesy and Fluke!
Will be, I don't know if he got wing damage, he might have just missed out getting some major damage there, but either way, that will be a touch there between the McLaren and Williams drivers here, lap 25 now. 4 laps to go here for our first race of 4 here today. There's a spin there. Who's that? That's
Crisp!
Oh no, Crisp has spun it, the 1-2 dream. That'll be because of the tire. I don't know if that might have been because of the tire weight. Might have also clipped some of the inside.
17 laps.
Those tires are going to be absolutely cooked now. Dootsy gets a 3-second as well, trying to keep the chase up with Fluke at the moment.
Oh!
Yeah, those tires are absolutely done, and that is going to be huge there because while Dodge at the moment will get provisional first place points here, both McLaren drivers are going to be ahead, and of course, because they're already ahead in constructors, at least here, they will continue their lead going into the Red Bull.
Oh my god. That's Chris just falling further and further. Oh my god, he's slipping and sliding all over the place.
He needs to chill out a little bit here at the moment.
Yeah.
He's
taking quarters. I feel like he's taking quarters too aggressively here.
Yeah, he needs to slow it down a little bit.
Has he got wing damage?
At this point, he would have damage.
Yeah. Tires need to be cooled down, it seems like, so...
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he had full damage at this point. He's gone off in the way he's gone off multiple times now. Yeah, it's going to be rough. I do want to actually hand it over to Tico here, though, real quick, because he does have an insight into the tire situation here for Dodge and Chris. I mean, of course, we saw Chris, what happened there. Apparently 40% tire weight here, Tico coming in. So maybe he just got caught on the turn 1 or turn 2 curve.
Yeah. Well, I would assume that Dodge had a bit more tire wear just because he was battling a lot with Toot. But before that, I jumped into their call and Chris was
safety car!
about 30. Oh my
We have a safety car!
I'm watching the track map right now. Yeah, no one's spun. No one's... That is interesting.
You better not, as Toot gets a drive-through penalty. Oh my god, the stage just gets worse.
Dootsy already has a penalty as well, so Rhaegar, there's a high chance he could make it up and to finish into 5th place here for Ferrari.
Dootsy only has a 3-second penalty.
Yeah, we're going to remember as well, too, with the drive-through, and now there's the safety car. Rhaegar will be right behind him.
Oh,
Dootsy
yeah,
has to have a 3-second margin lead in what? Essentially 2 laps, because the safety car should be in for lap 28.
That is true. Foxy's gone into pits. Dodge did not go into pits.
Yeah,
I feel like this is a savior here for both Dodge and Xander. Back from those 19-lap-old mediums.
They're going to have to have pitted. They would have actually had to have pitted. The thing is, right, they've got Azza, I believe, behind them. So they do have at least a back marker as, well, I'll say a moving wall. As actually I'm saying with Xander, but they're both on 19 laps. You got Fluke and Foxy behind now on those soft tires. Doozy as well has pitted for those soft tires. He's in
5-second penalty. Chris is out.
So he was unable to make it back to the pits, and he actually got on authority there that Chris had spun out in the last couple of corners, which caused a safety car. He decided not to pit, and because of that, the tires have gotten worse and worse and worse. He's not been able to cool them down, and now because you push too hard, you've taken yourself out of the race. That is absolutely devastating, not just for Chris, but for the Alpine garage as well, with only a couple laps left to go.
Yeah. 2 laps left remaining. Are we going to finish on the safety car best? I really hope not.
Yeah, no, we should have at least one
safety car's in
lap.
This lap, and oh my god, the field's so split up right now.
Yeah, the safety car has to go in. There's only 2 laps left of the race here, and they have to finish it. Of course, if this is real life, might have been a different story. But in the game always makes sure you can get at least 1 to 2 laps in, and this is going to be rough. This is going to be close. I'm not going to be surprised if we see more drivers taken out because of the aggression.
Yeah, this is going to be aggressive as hell. It's actually most of the drivers have caught up here, it looks like. Yeah, and there's a lot of back markers. This is going to be a fun restart here, Baz. As drivers aren't actually backed up as we usually would see. And now Dodge, he's taking off in the LP. And we're back up to green flag racing as is behind him. There's a Ferrari between Xander and Dodge.
Flags, yeah.
There he goes off track to try and help Xander there to keep off. And he just has to slow down there to try and make sure everybody passes him. As Toot goes back into the pits. And that's pretty much Toot's restart, I feel like.
Yeah, he's going to be done and dusted there. We'll be finishing in, I believe, 8th. He could chase down CJ and try and fight that one out, but that will be it. I'm actually not too sure the dealer said that. Did he actually... It says he's still stuck in the pit.
Oh, Toot's serving...
Wait, no, I'm not
drive-through.
sure. Did his drive-through actually get served?
Can we flick over to penalties? No, it did not!
It was still... Safety car just gone in, so it actually doesn't get served there. So Toot is done. He's going to be in last position now, most likely, by the end of this race here. But the battle for top 5 continues now. Dodge trying to hold on to first place, chased by Xander. They're going to chase by Fluke, Rhaegar, and Foxy. Foxy trying to get an overtake now. I believe this is on to Ultra to try and chase down Rhaegar.
Yeah, Ultra on those blue flags there. Trying to chase down Rhaegar. He's currently in 4th at the moment. Great position from him. He's just abandoned. Oh, no! Xander, his wing's gone! He's continuing out! Oh, no, Xander.
Yeah, the tires
this is going to end badly.
Dusted here. He's thinking maybe he'll just finish this lap. It's going to be really hard for him. But he's going to drop positions anyway. He's going to drop so many positions here. Rhaegar into 3rd now. Hamilton again. Forward. Foxy as well. They do clutch tires. Does he spin him?
Oh, he spun
him.
Is that one of the McLaren something? Was that Dirksy? And no! Quick, go to the stream.
It's happened once again. Very unfortunate. It's happened again. I don't know what to say. That's yeah. Sorry guys.
The stream is as chaotic.
Codemasters, luckily we got Tico. He's lucky to try to load in, so we'll try and give coverage where we can here. This is the last lap version.
It's the last lap here. As Discord, stop it. As we go to full screen, but looks like Dodge is going to win here at Albert Park as we head towards the last corner. Dodge, he survived tire wear. Safety cars, an absolute carnage here in Melbourne, but he will be able to take the Australian Grand Prix as the music goes Fluke into 2nd, Foxy into 3rd, Dootsy 4th, Rhaegar 5th.
He should get 4th.
Rhaegar should be able to get 4th here.
Yep.
Does actually manage to get 4th. CJ should be able to get 6th. Now between 7th and 8th should be Sanders 7th, Troot 8th, but we'll see what the penalty is at the end of the lap here as it's going into the pits. He's going to finish the race in the pits, it looks like. Or
yeah, he's just chilling. He's good. He's having fun. He's
following Schumacher.
But yeah, no, that's going to be the race over and done with. Very controversial, and again, Toot just got 30 seconds for not serving that drive-through. So this is going to be a controversial finish. Of course, apologies, ladies and gentlemen. That of course, good old Codemasters optimized gaming for PC coming in. But that's going to be it there. There's going to be, I think, a lot of reports going in. Just because those last couple of laps, unfortunately, that I'm going to have to deal with, of course, with some of the other stewards and founders as well. But yeah, I think there's definitely going to be merits. There's a couple actions towards the end there. I don't know about you, Quirky, but I'm definitely raising a bit of an eyebrow too.
I mean, this is going to be... apologies once again, but What? I mean, even the game was like, this is chaos. We don't need to be here. This is way too much. I mean, poor Rhaegar was up into third. Did manage to keep on to the fourth place there for a second, but unfortunately got spun out. This was just a chaotic race from start to finish.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we've still got Red Bull right around the corner for Div 2, let alone the Div 1 races, of course, happening later this afternoon, later this evening as well. But I guess what a start. What a start to our week here. Of course, after our week break that we had going into this, of course, a lot of guys are very keen to jump in. But I think this might have been one of the races, one of the most accidents we've had this season, Quirky. I'm actually struggling to think of a race that's actually had less finishes than this this season, at least. Anyway, of course, we've got the week of death coming up soon, so of course that'll soon change when we get Monaco and Baku. Not to mention Singapore, not too long after that as well. We have our night race weekend, but yeah, this is going to be a rough one.
It's definitely a rough one. I mean, just unfortunate for some drivers, spectacular for others. I'm assuming you're pretty happy with Rhaegar getting fourth there.
Yeah, I mean, again, I have to look back at the clips and whatever, because I think he definitely should have got third going off there, because he definitely did get spun out there. So, I mean, this is my opinion, of course. I don't want to be biased on cast, but of course, when you ask me a question, it's a Ferrari teammate, right, Quirky? So yes. I will answer that truthfully. But here you have the updated standings after the Red Bull race, after Australia. We've still got the Red Bull race around the corner, but at least the provisional standings coming in here. Dodge will move up into first place for the Alpine team. Almost 1,000 points picked up now by Dodge by himself. 2,869, of course, after a poor finish there. Very unfortunate finish there in Australia with Flukesy, CJ, Angry Man going to be your top 5. Flukesy and CJ, of course, moving up as Angry Man, unable to compete this weekend.
Yeah, and then we have Duty, Lux, Chris, Midnight, Xander, Timmy, Rhaegar, Foxy, Azza, Chris, Max, Snowy, Nick, Ultra, and Asks. So Asks as well, rounding out the top 20 there. And now looking at the constructors, Alpine do manage to take the lead by 3 points there, Baz. Absolute incredible stuff there. And will it change after Austria? We'll find out, but it is, of course, Alpine, McLaren, Williams, Alfa Romeo, who does manage to drop down to 4th. Williams taking that 3rd spot. Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, who dropped down to the Ferrari team after that race. AlphaTauri, who's actually moved up into 8th from 10th through that race. Haas with 266 in 9th, and of course Aston Martin 264 with 2 DNFs in that race. But yeah, absolutely amazing stuff here.
Yeah, major position changes, but basically everywhere. All the standings actually have been changed there in constructors. And I made a comment saying that McLaren realistically should still finish in that first place spot, but of course we saw Chris taken out, but we saw Dodge win the race. Toot just dropped basically all the way down to the bottom of the field, and of course Ducey as well, I believe only being in sort of that top 10, more towards the bottom half of that top 10 as well. Alpine were able to get a lot of points there and put themselves above in the first place. But yeah, a lot of grid changes, a lot of constructor changes here coming in, and this is what we talked about, Div 2, how close the competition is here between a lot of the teams and the drivers. And ironically enough, why we kind of highlight this is our better league against at least Div 1, at least in terms of entertainment, and of course how close the competition is.
Yeah, and the competition is ever so close, especially up in that upper to mid echelons. But, well, we'll see what happens in Austria. So we will take a quick break and hopefully be back with you guys soon enough for the Red Bull Ring in Austria, all the way up in Spielberg. So in Styria, Austria. So in that case, get your friends, get your family in here. There's a great Father's Day stream here, of course, to watch some train wrecks of races happening here, especially in Div 1 where Baz is involved. We'll see you soon.